Hello and good morning from Belfast today. This is my last day in Belfast. Tomorrow I head over to Glasgow on the coach and ferry. I'm really excited to be back in Scotland, but I've had a fantastic time in Belfast. I absolutely love it. I thought I would, and I absolutely did. What a great city. Actually, let me show you really quickly the view from my apartment. So in the sitting room, I get this incredible view of the hills and then these houses of Belfast. It was a little challenging finding affordable accommodation sort of near the city center in Belfast, but a lot easier than finding affordable accommodation than Dublin. So I'm really pleased with the apartment I found. It's got 2 bedrooms, so if I had someone else with me, it would be great for that. So I'm really happy with that. I've loved my time here. The couch is quite comfortable, so I've been sitting and watching my Pointless and my Richard Osman's House of Games in the evening, which I love to do, and other shows that pop on the TV to relax for the evening. But anyway, today I'm gonna try something different that I've always wanted to do because I love watching like budget challenges on YouTube, and I just never get around to it while I'm here because I'm busy trying to see everything and I'm spending too much money when I'm supposed to be on a budget. I do try to save money on lots of things and do free stuff and not eat out too much, but we've had that conversation before on here about my strategies and looking around for affordable places to stay. It takes a while to find the right apartment or hotel room, whatever. But one thing about Belfast is I don't think it's super expensive, so it's a good place to come if you're on a budget. There's free stuff to do. The food, there are some food options that are pretty inexpensive. I had a Greg's the other day for dinner, just grabbed a little pizza and a drink and super cheap for a dinner. But I have been spending a good amount of money because I did a coach trip up to the Giant's Causeway. I did a hop-on, hop-off bus tour yesterday. I don't normally do those, but because of the history of Belfast and the where all the locations are that the troubles happened, someone recommended, and I thought it was also a good idea to do the hop-on, hop-off bus. They had a guide telling you a lot about what to look out for, the different murals, the walls, the important areas during that time. And so that was really great. But it also got me a better layout of the city because I tried walking a whole lot the first day I was here, and it's pretty compact, but it's bigger than I thought. And so the hop-on, hop-off bus was worth it. So I did that yesterday. Then I went to the Titanic experience. Again, something that I was a teenager when the Titanic movie came out, and of course was obsessed with it and saw it multiple times in the theater. So had my obsessive Titanic era, like a lot of us did, and was interested in seeing the Titanic experience. And Martha told me that it's a really good museum and worth the time. So I decided to do it. Absolutely worth it. What a fantastic museum, attraction, whatever you want to call it. It had so much. I spent way longer there than I thought. I actually had afternoon tea planned for late in the afternoon, and I'm glad I pushed it to sort of more of a like early dinner because I spent a couple of hours at the Titanic experience and walking around outside that you can do there. So that was great, but it is quite expensive. It was over $30. It's like 26 pounds. And then I did afternoon tea, and afternoon tea was 62 pounds. It was a fancy afternoon tea, and one of those where I'm definitely splurging. I do a couple of those while I'm here. And it was a big splurge day yesterday, basically. I spent over 100 pounds on things that are totally worth it, things that I planned for. I planned to spend, you know, that kind of money on the day, but it's a little bit of a shock to the system when you're like me and you hate spending money and you want things to be cheaper than they are, but you also want to have good experiences. So it's a balance. And today is hopefully the counterbalance. So today my budget challenge is I have 20 pounds, thanks to my dad who had this in his stash left over from my parents' last trip to the UK. He had 20 pounds. And so he gave this to me to have to bring over here. And, I am going to try to stick to this budget today. I'm going to try to have a 20-pound day in Belfast. And it's going to be tough because this is probably mostly going to go to food. There's a few things that are free that I still want to do. And so this may just go to food today, but I've got some thoughts of things I might like to do, see how it is. It's been beautiful so far too. We had the most perfect weather at the Giant's Causeway, and yesterday for the bus, hop on, hop off bus, beautiful, perfect weather, not a raindrop. So I had perfect, I cannot complain that it's gonna rain today, but I did wanna walk for quite a bit and go to the Ulster Museum, which is free, and hopefully it won't just pour down on me while I'm walking. It doesn't look like it's raining yet out there, but it might on the way back, that kind of thing. So we'll cross our fingers and hope that if it rains, it's just a light rain. And it probably will. We are in Northern Ireland, so I'm expecting it to rain. And then I still haven't had like the fry up here where they have the potato bread, which I think is similar to a tatty scone, and I would really like to try that. May just try to find some tatty scones somewhere, like an all-day breakfast. I did already have my toast for breakfast here, so don't know if that's cheating, but I'm not counting that towards the $20. I just eating what I have here at the apartment. Since it's the last day, I'm gonna try to finish off what I can of the food I bought from Lidl. I'd usually try to finish off on the last day the food that I've purchased from the grocery store, so it doesn't go to waste, and so I'm not eating out too much. But yeah, I would like to find like a breakfast at lunchtime or get some soup out or something. So I will eat probably lunch out, and then I'll have dinner back here of whatever I have left here and try to save on that. But maybe there's a few other activities that I'm thinking about, and we'll have to see how that goes. And I also kind of want a cup of tea right now, and I didn't buy any tea when I went to Lidl. So I may pick up a tea on the way out, and that usually doesn't cost much, but it chips into the budget. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I need to hit the road and get out to the Ulster Museum because it is a bit of a walk, and let's see if I can stick to my budget today. As I was passing by, Starbucks was handing out little oat milk, brown sugar lattes, I think, or cold brew, and you can save 25p if I bring the cup back. But I just got a free drink at least, so I don't need to find a cup of tea. How lucky.
breakdown of atoms, unstable varieties of certain elements.
Okay, I'm really happy with the lunch, breakfast lunch. It was way too much food though. I wish I could have had the soda bread, the potato scone, and an egg, and maybe the mushrooms. Just something like that would have been enough, because that was like 2 meals for me and I couldn't eat it all. So I could have saved a little money if I had ordered like the Belfast back, or I think there was just a soda bread on there, but I'm glad I tried the potato scone because it's my first one of the trip, and I'm sure I'll have more in Scotland, but it's always nice to have that first one and try it and have like the full Irish breakfast. But yeah, it has started to drizzle a little bit. I'm gonna try to get back over to Belfast Cathedral, St. Anne's Cathedral. It says it's £5 to enter, and I would like to get in and see that. I have £10.50 left after the breakfast was £9.50. So £10.50 left, and hoping to go spend 5 of my pounds at Belfast Cathedral. Just have to walk back over to kind of another side of Belfast, but yeah, that was really good. And the Ulster Museum was fantastic. I could have stayed there the whole day. I actually got a little overwhelmed and started kind of skimming through some of the things. I can't read everything in there, but that's a fantastic museum. So if you come here and you're into museums, definitely go to Ulster Museum. Totally free. Walk in there, and all kinds of science and history stuff in there. I would go there every week and read like one little section if I lived here, because it was absolutely fantastic. So let's walk to the cathedral. Okay, I went into the cathedral, and so that's £5 spent. I have £5.50 left. It was beautiful inside. There's not a whole lot to see. So I would say if you're a big cathedral fan and you want to see every cathedral in the British Isles, go see it. It's only £5. But if you're not that big on it, you can skip the cathedral. I sat for a few minutes and listened to and watched the organist was rehearsing. They don't have a service this afternoon. It looks like they have choral evensong on Fridays and Sundays, and I am here Monday through Thursday. So I have to miss out on that, unfortunately. I would have preferred to go for a choral evensong service because that's my favorite. I love going to evensong. But yeah, I would love to sit and have like a cup of tea or something. So I have £5.50. I'm gonna try to find something that should be able to get me a drink, and that then I have one more place that's supposed to be free that I'm going to hopefully check out, because that's pretty much the budget for the day. But let's go see if I can find a nice drink. Well, that was a fantastic last day here in Belfast and last full day here in Ireland. The weather was not as sunny as it was the past 2 days, but it didn't pour on me. It would drizzle a little bit every once in a while, but that's totally fine. But it was a good day to do the Ulster Museum because of it not being as sunny. I didn't plan any of that ahead of time. Like I booked my tour of the Giant's Causeway and the hop on hop off bus. I booked those together to get a discount, and I booked them before I left the US. So you just never know what the weather's going to be like. So I am super lucky and I'm thrilled. And then to do a museum today where I could have spent most of the day indoors for free. That was great. My lunch was awesome. The Linen Hall Library was cool. It's probably only interesting to me and maybe some history people. But that would absolutely be a regular visit for me. I'd probably join a library like that if I lived here. I did see on the hop on hop off coach tour the public library. There's a big like Victorian library, and I didn't make it to that as either. So I could have spent, I think, a whole week in Belfast, just in the city, just seeing libraries and all the murals and the Titanic and Ulster Museum one day and trying all the different food. I didn't get to try. I would see things as I was walking by and I would say, I'd like to try that restaurant or that cafe. And I just didn't get to, but it's been so fun and I loved it here. I loved my flat. It's a great location and super comfy. I'm gonna now relax on this couch a little bit, but then I have to start getting all that stuff. You know, you have to pack up when you're getting ready to travel, have a travel day. My stuff has ended up all over the place. So I have to start packing that up again. I've only bought the one book. I was tempted with the charity bookshop, but since I was watching my money, so the money, it was very challenging to only do 20 pounds. Belfast is pretty affordable, I would say, in comparison to a lot of other places, but I think I would have blown through the budget if I was a normal eater. Like, this is what I'm gonna eat for dinner. I'm just gonna have my instant noodles because I never ate them. And I can go ahead and finish these off before I leave. If I was like a normal eater where what you saw, the full fry up, if I had to have that for my lunch and I had to have a big dinner because I have a big appetite, then I would never be able to do this. But because I'm like, as much as I love food and I love treats, I don't eat a lot. I have a pretty small appetite and my stomach gets full easily. So I'll eat like a little bit for breakfast, a little bit for lunch, and a little bit for dinner, maybe snacks in between, just depending on how I feel that day. But anyway, you don't want to hear about that too much. But I ended up with 2 pounds 25 left. So I could have bought a book at the charity bookshop, maybe if I found a 2-pound book, or I could have, I don't think I could have gotten a drink with my lunch, but because I think that would have put me over. But, if I didn't go to the cathedral, I could have had something more substantial for my tea. Like I could have the cup of tea, and then I saw they had a Victoria sponge cake, but I have dessert. I have biscuits. Still have some leftover cake from the afternoon tea, so I didn't want to get anything like that anyway because I want to finish off what I have and not get a whole nother Victoria sponge. But I haven't had Victoria sponge yet, so that'll have to be kind of next on the list to get one of those. But the M&S Cafe was really nice, and yeah, so that helped keep me from just buying a bunch of stuff today or spending on food I don't need because I'm about to head out. So like I didn't go grab a bunch of food that's gonna sit here in the kitchen for the next few days because I don't want to leave them a bunch of food. I don't want to buy a bunch of stuff and waste it. So yeah, it was an interesting challenge and very challenging. I think it's very hard to do. Might try it again somewhere else along the line. I don't know where I would, but might try it again or something else that's like to keep me from spending too much. We'll see how that goes, but what a fantastic day. What a fantastic time in Belfast. Loved it, but we're on to Glasgow next, to beautiful Scotland. I can't wait. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.